Hey guys, so I have received a few inquiries as into what the best flat iron is. And it's kind of a loaded question. There are so many brands out there. There are so many different kinds of material that the plates are made out of. So I'll just go over a few different irons. I'll go over two that I super love that are pretty popular. And I will go over two that are pretty popular that I don't really love so much. And I'll kind of tell you why. So as far as plates go, there are several different kinds of material that you can find that they make flat iron plates out of. You've got ceramic, you've got titanium, I've seen jade, I've seen tourmaline. There's just so many different kinds. Now, I found that my favorite material that they make flat irons out of is ceramic. Now, I'm not talking about ceramic coated, I'm talking about completely ceramic plates. So some of the ones that you'll find at a lower price point at some beauty supplies, they'll be ceramic coated. That means it's just a metal plate that has a really thin ceramic coating on the plate. That's not my favorite kind. After a while, it does tend to flake off. It's harder to keep clean, and it doesn't hold the moisture in your hair as much as a flat iron that has a plate that is completely ceramic. So one of the first flat irons that came onto the market that was like a completely ceramic plated flat iron, meaning the plates were full ceramic, was Chi. Now, back in the day in 2001, when I first started doing hair and flat irons were first like hot on the market, Chi was your leading brand. Back then, I don't know where they made them, where they manufactured them, but my first Chi that I bought, it lasted me like 7 years, which is quite a long time. It was a pretty decent investment. I think I paid maybe about $150 for it, but it was a great iron. And they started having them manufactured in China, and they started skimping on the parts. And I found after that first Chi broke, after that 7-year timeline that it lasted me, every time I'd buy one, it would crap out just after over the year mark, like just after the 1-year manufacturer's warranty would end, it would just crap out. The plates would pop off, you would get a short in the connector, the part that connects the flat iron to the cord. You would have the on-off switch would bust. There were just so many things that would go wrong. And I still gave them the benefit of the doubt, and I probably bought 1 or 2 more after that, but I just kept having that same issue. And so I feel like them taking their manufacturing to China really cheapened the quality of their product. So I don't buy Chi irons anymore. I know they have brought some manufacturing back to the US, kind of as a publicity thing. I know they're doing some manufacturing in Texas, but the bulk of their manufacturing is still done in Asia, and their irons still just aren't up to par as what they used to be. So I'll show you 2 of my very favorite flat irons. Now, keep in mind, this is my salon flat iron. It gets a lot of use. It gets beat up. So my favorite brand right now is GHD. And you can't even really see, it's been cleaned so much, I've cleaned the emblem right off of it. But this is a GHD iron. And as you can see, it has completely ceramic plates. It doesn't do any of the pulling. You don't get your hair caught in it quite as much as some of the cheaper brands. This iron does not have a thermostat. It just has an on-off switch. And as you probably heard, it did do a little beep when I first turned it on. And it will do another beep. I think it beeps like twice in a row, or maybe 3 times in a row once it's to temperature. So if you just give it a second, you'll see that it will beep a few times in a row. It doesn't take long, maybe less than a minute. There you go. So that tells me my iron's ready. Now, as I said before, this iron does not have a thermostat. Now, GHD has done some extensive research in what the prime temperature to flat iron your hair without compromising the integrity of your hair. And that temperature is 365 degrees. So GHD does not have a thermostat because they do not want you to fry your hair. They have really quality plates that just glide right through the hair, you're keeping them clean. And it's not going to fry your hair. Now, I used to work at a beauty supply company for a few years, and we sold the GHD, and I can say that I don't recall ever having anyone bring one back because of their dislike for it or because of defective. Like maybe it had something defective with it. I've never seen one come back. I'm sure it's happened because once in a while you get a lemon, but I've never had it happen with the GHD. So I really love the GHD, and that's why. So, oh, one more feature that I love about my GHD. So it will detect you using it, and after 30 minutes of non-use, or maybe it's 30 minutes of use in general, it will turn itself off, and then it will continue to beep until you switch it back off. I really love that because I'm a little scared of things catching fire or burning or just ruining it. After leaving an iron on over and over and over again for extended periods of time, it'll start to lose its ability to heat up properly. So it kind of just helps your iron also last longer, which I really love. I haven't had many problems with my GHDs. I think this is my second one, and I don't remember why my last one broke, but like I said, my irons get a lot of traffic because I use them here in the salon. So for at home use, it's gonna last you forever. And I can't say for sure what the price point is, but it's a pretty high price point for a GHD. Much higher than the Chi. Because I think nowadays you can get a Chi for like less than $100, and you can buy them at like, I think I've seen them at Best Buy, just random places, Target. It's just not as professional of an iron as it once was. All right, so my second favorite flat iron, and I might even like this one just as much as the GHD, but I don't own one, so this is actually one of my coworkers, is the Biologic 10X. I really love this iron. It does actually have a thermostat, which for a hairdresser can be super useful because if you're doing keratin bond treatments, there's specific heat settings that you need to use for those treatments, and then you can kind of control the setting on the iron. Now, it's got this little window, so you press and hold the power button, and then it will show you what the temperature is. And then it has a little button that you either turn it down or turn it back up. Now, this is a really cool feature that this flat iron has that I don't know many other flat irons that have it. You can click the power button one more time, and it starts a vibration feature. And I don't know if you can hear it, but it's vibrating. So the reason why that's super useful is because it kind of helps you glide it through your hair easily without as much pulling. So it's a really nice feature that this iron has. One thing I also love about this iron versus my GHD is you'll see is it's kind of oval shaped. And what I love about that is when I'm doing beach waves with it, the way I've shown in my other videos, it kind of gives it more of a wave than a curl. With my flat iron, you get more of a curl that I relax with product, but this one gives you more of that wave look because it is flat and more oval. So, and it's kind of curved, like boomerang shaped. So it's more ergonomically correct. So yeah, this is another one of my favorite flat irons. Now, another flat iron that I've seen on the market a lot and that I've seen girls use in the salon is the Biologic Nano Titanium. And Biologic makes several different irons. I think most of their flat irons are the titanium plates, and titanium plates aren't my favorite. And the reason is I feel like they tend to pull a little bit. They're harder to keep clean, And also, I don't feel like they hold in the moisture as much as the flat iron that has like the pure ceramic plates. So it's not my favorite. They're also kind of square in shape, and I feel like you're just not getting as pretty of a curl with them. They tend to be kind of flat, limp curls. So the nano titanium is not my favorite. It seems pretty popular, but I'm not impressed. And so back to material. Now the ceramic, the reason why the pure ceramic is so helpful is because it does kind of hold in that moisture. And also, like I said, it kind of helps it glide through your hair. And I feel like titanium plates are just a little bit more sticky, if that makes any sense. Product sticks to it a little bit more. It's just harder to keep clean. And I also should add that when flat ironing your hair or curling it with a flat iron, it is so important to be using a heat protectant. And you want to use one that advertises that it protects up to 450 degrees. I use a few different heat protectants that I've shown in my video on how I do my beach waves. But my favorite is this one, the Chi Iron Guard. While I don't love their flat iron, some of their heat protectants are pretty amazing, so I still use that. And I like the Hot Sexy Hair products. They make one for the flat iron, they make one for the curling iron. So that's another great heat protectant that I like when I'm using a flat iron. So let me know if you have any more questions about flat irons. I'd love to answer them for you.